What's you doing, Winston? What you doing, Winston? What you doing? What's Jewel doing? Got a boat out. You like to go boating? Want to go boating? We'll go boating pretty soon. We'll take the doggies boating pretty soon. I know, Winston. You like going boating. I know. You like to go out in the kayak, don't you? You want to get in the kayak. You want in the kayak, don't you? Oh, there you go, in the kayak, get all greasy. Winston. Winston really likes to go kayaking. He really likes to go. He's a happy doggy. Yes, he is. That's his favorite spot. Right over the top of the gears. I need to build a platform on there so I can stand on the platform. But he's pretty good. He's pretty good. And here's all the other stuff that's on my site. A lot of stuff. Snow scooter made out of some old downhill skis, some old alpine skis, and it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a cross between a well, it's a little like snowboarding behind dogs, and oh, it's a lot of fun. It's getting a little rusty. I'm hanging on the back of the car, driving around with it. Gets a little salty, so on. And then we got the new dog sled, the new kick sled. It needs to have the runners strengthened up a little bit. They're a little bit too flexible. Other than that, it's not too bad. Now we can look at Winston here. This is what he likes to do while we're going in the boat. He likes to walk down the edge like that and then fall in. He just loves going boating. He just loves it. Gets a little crazy though. Gets a little too excited. A little too much excitement when it comes to boating, aren't you? Just a little bit too excited, aren't you? Well, and then the red bike is the Pugsley I made. And I just used the Pugsley wheels and tires, and then I took a cheap mountain bike frame and chopped it up and re-welded it. And I used a PVC pipe up there on the head tube or basically on the steer tube. Next time I'll have a solid piece of plastic that'll wrap around the steer tube, and I have a higher steer tube. And then I'll just connect the lines onto that. Lines will connect onto that then, and that'll make it a little bit easier. Fender is really nice because I just never get anything from the back wheel on me. And then there's my ATV Mountain Bike with ATV tires. That's the thing I've had for a long time. There's quite a few videos with it. It's just a little bit inconvenient bike to haul around, and you have to have it put it in the back of a truck or a trailer and trailer it wherever you want to go. Weighs over 100 pounds. It's starting to wear out. The fork is I can never get the fork tight enough anymore, and there's quite a few small problems coming in on this one already after about, I don't know when I built that. It's been a long time. Early 90s, or no not 90s, the early 2000s. In the early 2000s I built that. When my first one wore out back in the 1990s, that one ran for about, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so, and then it wore out, and I really beat the life out of them. And it's a lot of fun. And then I got my new Pugsley, all Pugsley. Well, it's an all Pugsley frame anyway, and I like that bag because I can get everything I need for long trips and stuff in the bag for repairs and so on. I can get my spare tube and patches and some tools and things in there. I can fill it way up with stuff. It kind of takes the space away from the one water bottle, but other than that, it's not too bad. I have a lot of fun with that bike. I've been riding it a whole bunch. I'm probably going to change the, well, I'm definitely changing the discs to larger discs on it. But, and adding I'll add a rack to the rear. One rear rack, maybe a front rack, and then it'll be ready for long trips and things like that. In the back country and stuff like that. I'll go out west with it. And that'll be a lot of fun. Winston, don't you weed on that? Winston, no weed on the tire. No, you don't weed on the tire. I could see it. You look like you're going to wee on that tire. Because you like to wee on everything. Okay, I got that taken care of, I think. He's not going to wee. There's old Buddy. He's the oldest dog. And he wees all the time. He's the weer. Yeah, he can't hold his pee anymore. Here's my little black and white Jewel dog. Black and white just like the bike. Aren't you, Jewel dog? Just like the bike. Except you guys aren't going to pull that bike. Not at all. I'm going to have to build a new one for you guys to pull because the old one's getting wore out. You guys are wearing it all out, dragging it around. My next Pugsley Surly will be a single speed. Single speed, put that new plastic hitch on it. Whoa, Winston, you fell out. You practicing, Winston? Winston's practicing. Fall out of the boat. And it'll have just a plain single speed frame. I mean, I'll set it up as a single speed bike. And I think that'll work the best. Hey, Jewel. I think that'll work the best for the dog. Single speed works, I think, is the best because they knock the bike over and they drag the bike, and the derailleurs, I've had derailleurs on that first one, I had gears on it, they tore it all to pieces. It didn't last much more than a few months, and it was all tore up because it got dragged and beat up pretty bad. Pretty bad. Anyway, that was a lot of fun using it though, and I learned a lot. Single speed works the best for the dogs, and that won't cost me as much money to build. And this thing here was real expensive to build. I had to make hubs, I had to make, I guess the hubs and the fork and everything were the most expensive parts to manufacture. That took a long time, and I never did get around to drilling holes to lighten up the fork. And I never ended up getting the hubs very light either. So the hubs are pretty heavy. And then we go over here, and I have the Turf Devil mountain board, which is more or less a downhill board. So it's not the best for dogs pulling it, but it'll work. It works. It has the big tires on it so it doesn't sink into the dirt. You can run a little bit of snow too with it. Not a whole lot of snow. I've been thinking about you running it to the kite sail and on the ice, changing the wheels out to blades. I might do that next year, and then we can see how that works with a kite sail. And I use the kite sail on these things here quite a bit. These are a lot of fun. I made this out of just just a blade I sharpened up, and the blade actually has a flat tip. The tip here is flattened, and then it comes to a knife edge, and then it goes back flattened again. That way you hit any bumps or anything like that, you go up over the top. And it works pretty decent. I mean, it's not too bad. And I use these boots, or there's a couple other boots I put on them. And these boots here can even be used on the snow bikes here, which is kind of nice. If you want to, you can put on a cleat on the bottom of them, which isn't that hard. I've done that before. And you keep your feet nice and warm that way while you're riding your bike. And it's pretty cheap. Cheap way of doing it, since I have so many pairs of these things. And then I got a lot of mountaineering boots. And I just take the old mountaineering boots and put the cleats on the bottom. And these I've made a long time ago, and I've been using them a tremendous amount. They're pretty beat up. You can see the end here, all from hitting chunks of ice and stuff. And they're a lot of fun. Your feet do get cold after, hours about the maximum, because you only have this little bit of sheepskin, and that's about it. So this is a lot nicer for hours and hours of sailing. These, when you go out sailing, you're just going to go out for speed. These things are really fast, very fast, and have really nice control over these, because most of your weight is on the blade here where my thumb is at. That blade takes most of the weight. The other blade is just kind of a guide, kind of a stabilizer, because it's offset, and my foot is over onto my thumb side over here. There's more of my foot, more of my weight over this side. So that really helps a lot. And you can adjust just like any speed skate. I mean, it's completely adjustable. And I got these. These are my off-road skates. These are a lot of fun. I almost wore out now. My next version will have a telemark boot. And I think I'm going to try telemark boots on the next one. And that should be interesting, using telemark boots. And there's the other mate to that one. And you see, they're about 8-inch wheels, and they're off a scooter. I'll probably try mountain board wheels next, and tires, and that might be a little bit easier to get a hold of, and it's gonna be easier to get a hold of those instead. But I found these to be pretty decent, not too bad. They're lightweight. I don't get flats very often, and they're pretty nice. I just like to have some brakes though. The brakes on the mountain board, well, I haven't any luck with those. They're a drum brake. It's a full suspension. It's a full suspension under here, and you can see the drum brake there, where the copper goes around, and an aluminum drum, and that's what actually stops it. But with the dogs, it doesn't really stop it very well. I've tried it several times, and either the cable gets tore off or something always happens. Never has worked too well. The only thing I can do is bail out. And that's about it. And the deck is a little bit too high. The deck should be lower for being pulled by dogs. But I like the long snowboard design. I like that. I mean, it's really nice. You can sit on this board. You can lay down on it. You can do almost anything with this board. It's just the bad thing is it's the ground clearance. There's so much ground clearance you can't get your foot down to push or anything like that, or to drag your foot to stop or anything. You just have to jump off before they get going too fast if you can't get them to stop. That's about all that's on my site besides the travel videos. There's a hot dog. It is a hot dog. And I got quite a number of travel videos from the western US and Europe and even India. I've been to India. That was a fun trip. All over India. Anyway, I don't have all my pictures and stuff up. There's lots of travel pictures and lots of little videos and things. I have so many I don't know how I'm going to get them on. But anyway, this is all my stuff. Accumulated. Well, not really all of it. There's quite a few more boats back in the shed. But these are the ones that are usually out running around. All this stuff here. Francis, you hot too? You really hot? It's a hot day, isn't it? Yep. Let's see. Just a few days ago it snowed. Didn't it, Jewel? There was snow on the ground. Yesterday the snow finally all melted, didn't it? We had a late snowstorm for spring. It's way into May now. Yes, we had a little snowstorm. You know, it was cold and freezing, wasn't it, Jewel? I should put that video up. Yes, I should, shouldn't I? Oh, you little doggies are so cute. Cute, 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 aren't you? You're that cute little dog. Yes, you are.